is filled with lots of free information about woodworking, but it can be tricky to sift through the ads, the influencers, and the DIYers flooding your feed. The Wood Whisperer Guild is the answer. Since 2008, we've been helping woodworkers learn the craft with the help of some of the best instructors in the industry. People who are not only at the top of their game, but also happen to make a living teaching people like you how to be a better craftsperson. All of our courses are presented in an easy-to-understand, step-by-step fashion at a pace that doesn't skip the details. Courses include a PDF containing a cut list and sketches showing all the parts of the project. Plans are available in Imperial and Metric, and we even include a SketchUp file as a courtesy in case you want to modify the design. If templates are needed, you'll be able to make your own with our printable patterns, or you can purchase physical templates in our store. And unlike a lot of subscription-based sites that are out there, you own the courses you purchase, and we don't take them away from you. With 70+ courses and 14 instructors, you're sure to find something you're interested in. Now, if you want to take your Guild experience to the next level, consider becoming a Guild Plus subscriber. Watch a classic Guild course each month. Save 5% on all Guild courses and pre-orders. Access to a bunch of vendor discounts. Attend a live demonstration every month. Access to interviews with notable woodworkers. Access our private communities including the Guild Forum, the Guild Facebook group, and the Guild Discord channel. And finally, you'll have access to me, Marc Spagnolo, via a special contact form that goes right to my inbox. You could sign up monthly or save with a yearly subscription. Be the woodworker you've always wanted to be with the help of the Wood Whisperer Guild.
All right. Hit you with a commercial, baby. We're getting fancy.
That's what we were teasing about last week.
Yeah. Well, first of all, welcome to the morning show. I'm Marc.
And I'm Nicole.
And what you saw there was not just the Guild commercial, but those of you who know what we've been doing in the Guild for a while may have noticed something a little bit different at the end, the mention of Guild Plus. That is something new that we're introducing literally a couple days ago. And it is a new add-on service. That's something that you don't have to do, totally optional, but there are new features, new things that we can do there. They're very community focused.
Yeah.
Lots of bonuses. You're going to want to check it out at thewoodwhispererguild.com/plus. If you're interested, go check it out. We really appreciate it, and it's going to help support us, help us keep doing the stuff that we love to do, the way we love to do it, and hopefully the way you enjoy watching it.
For another 18 years.
If we're lucky.
If we're lucky.
If we're lucky. As always, we'll be doing a giveaway later in the show.
Yeah?
It's going to just be a Guild course
and
today.
I'm going to give away a shirt.
Oh, okay. A Guild
so
course.
So you can't buy these shirts, but
Nice.
Typically if you come to the shop, I either give you one or I'll sell you one. But these are, and I have all sizes, so don't worry. This is medium, but I have all the sizes.
Good deal.
Yeah.
All the guys.
All the guys.
Okay. We, just on a personal note, had a great night, 2 nights ago?
2 nights ago.
Went to see the Barenaked Ladies.
What?
You Canadians know how to make some music, let me tell you. What a great show. Those guys are just silly and fun. If you ever get a chance to go to a Barenaked Ladies show.
I think that was probably, because I've been to a lot of concerts. I love concerts. The venue we go to a lot now is called The Factory in Chesterfield.
Oh, it's great.
It's my favorite venue. But I think that might be the most fun I've had at a concert.
Yeah, they're just fun to watch.
Oh
They're
my God.
a very playful band. Especially, and I didn't even know who was opening. I don't think you knew who was opening. But
well, I know who they are, but I didn't know they were opening.
Right, so Toad the Wet Sprocket. Haven't even heard the name of that band.
Since the 90s.
In a while. And boy, was that a real trip down memory lane.
It was weird.
Not even a band I really listened to, but it puts you in a mode that makes you remember what it was like to be in college and high school in the 90s. It was definitely a lot of that. Also, no one noticed that Ed, the singer for Barenaked Ladies, chucked his pick. And I was like, no one can see where it goes. I mean, it's dark gray on concrete. It hit the ground, and I was like, nobody's getting it. I'm going to get that. So I got his pick.
You got his pick.
And there's no way to verify it. There might be DNA evidence on here, but I got his pick.
I'm a little bummed. I had gotten tickets to where we would have been able to get a photo with them, but we were so
VIP
focused
thing.
on getting Guild Plus out that it just kind of...
Guild Plus 1.
Yeah. So.
It's a good and a bad thing. All right, real quick, I want to show you guys something in the continuing series called Crap Marc Ordered from Amazon.
Can I just say, Dad wants to know, did they have gourmet ketchups?
Yes, they always do. And craft dinners.
And craft dinners.
So there is a little video here. This is a thing for anyone who has bicycles, especially. So if you have multiple bicycles, well, even one bicycle, these racks are fantastic. hangs on the front wheel, and then you can kind of pivot them, which is nice if you have them close together like I do. Then you can move two out of the way to get one in the middle. And very easy to get the bikes on and off. Just kind of bring them up. This is a little hard to do one-handed. Yeah, like that. So good stuff, highly recommended.
Sorry, I was a little quick.
Yeah, we got to work on our timing there. We're very new to this.
Hey.
She's very trigger happy over here. So we have a lot of we have a lot of bikes at our house.
We do.
What's great about this?
I wonder why.
Every 16 inches, you have a stud. So you could actually put one of these on each stud, and the bikes can coexist. So you can get 4 bikes in a 4-foot space. So if you're really pressed for space like we were in our garage, highly recommend those. It has nothing to do with woodworking, but I thought some of you might be interested.
Well, it helps organize the shop space. Well, not the garage.
Well, there you
the
go.
Old...
If you're sharing your space with, a lot of us do have to share with bikes and big wheels and stuff like that. Like the more compact you can get these things, the better. And I don't really like making them go up. A lot of people do like a pulley system.
Yeah.
It's too much work for me to get the bike up and down. I love these racks where I could just kind of pop it on, pop it off, and it's good to go. Anyway, that's on Amazon. We'll put a link in there if you want to go check that out.
Yep.
Okay, what else before we get to questions?
Well, I got a question in the chat that's going to probably segue into going back to the Guild Plus. John wants to know, can you explain it a little bit more? I haven't heard anything about it.
So the best thing you can do, I don't want to bore everybody with this, the best you can do is go to the woodwhispererguild.com/plus. It explains everything there. We also have the video on the homepage that explains kind of the relationship. It doesn't really change much for people who just buy courses. That's still going to happen. The video they just
watched at the top of the show.
Yeah.
It's the same video.
Same video that's on the homepage.
Okay.
So yeah, you could just buy courses like you always have. We will have pre-orders. Those courses will come out. You own those courses. We don't take those away from you. What Guild Plus is we're bringing a bunch of new stuff that wasn't there before. Live demos, extra discounts. I had them all listed here. Hold on.
It's right here. A classic Guild course streamed each month. It does include the plan. So right now in September, the shaker table is the course that's being streamed. And if you go to the calendar, you'll see every single one.
The calendar is your friend on this.
Yes.
A lot of the things that are going to be happening, the live demos, any of the courses that you get as part of Guild Plus, the schedule's all on that calendar. So go check it out. That's on the Guild site. I believe it's the woodwhispererguild.com/calendar.
Yep.
The thing with the monthly streams that we do, those do go away. It's basically a rotating schedule. Every month it'll be a different one. You can download the plans, but you can stream and watch the thing as much as you want during that calendar month. But every first of every month it will change to the next course, which is just part of Guild Plus.
Yeah, and the 5% off the top. So if you're a Guild Plus subscriber and you want to purchase any of the courses to have forever, you get 5% off the top. And that it does include, that works with the pre-orders, so
which we've never done before.
Right.
We've never let discounts stack like that. They will stack this time. You know, I forgot to read Greg's email.
Oh, yeah, Greg.
A few folks
Greg
have already
wrote us a nice email.
A few folks have already gotten. We just keep talking together the same time. A few people have already gone in. They've seen what the offer is and have a little feedback. Greg wrote us and he said, just wanted to give my feedback, but I don't want to ruin the good vibe of the morning show. I read that and I was like, Nicole, why are you sending this to me first thing in the morning? This guy is going to tell us how much this sucks, and then I'm going to not be in a good mood for the show.
Your negative brain.
Anyway, he says, I wanted to drop a quick comment regarding the changes with Guild Plus. Since I found the Wood Whisperer content as a novice woodworker almost a decade ago, it's been a constant source of inspiration for me to continue to improve my skills and grow as a woodworker. In the past few years, since I took the plunge and actually bought a project and became a real Guild member, my skills have grown even more. If making these changes makes the most sense for the Guild as a company, I support it 100%. The fact that you grandfathered everyone in shows how much you respect your members. I feel like I have gotten much more than my money's worth over the years and feel like the subscription is fair. I wish you all the best in the transition. Excited to see what you do next. So he brings up a good point that I didn't even mention. People who were members prior to this and had courses,
any course,
you were promised certain things. Some of those things are now in Guild Plus. you still have those things. We aren't taking those away from you. You're grandfathered in. We did add some new things that are in Guild Plus that might make those people who were grandfathered in interested in still going to the Guild Plus subscription. So make sure you check it out. If you're a member, log in, look at your homepage. You will very easily and quickly see what you have access to and what you do not have access to. But the stuff you can't access is really all stuff that we've just added. But we really wanted to do right by people who we've made promises to in the past, and we're keeping those promises.
And we wanted to double down on our community, really, by revitalizing this show, getting back into interviews. You did an amazing interview with Caleb.
Yeah, that makes me so nervous. It was such a good interview, but these days when you're doing a two-sided recording and we're trying to use, we use Zencastr, and then his side didn't upload fast enough, so it was like telling me there was an error. I'm freaking out. You put a lot of effort into these things and you're just hoping everything works.
Yeah.
Anyway, it did work. Thankfully we will be having that Caleb James interview coming out pretty soon.
Robert Price just did a super chat and said, if I sign up for Guild Negative, do you give me money? Robert,
that does make sense. I mean, the math checks out.
Everybody's being jokesters this morning.
You guys are all funny.
Jeremy's like, I don't want it off the top, I want it off the bottom.
Okay. It's a fair request. Do we want to get into questions?
Yeah, we can get into some questions. We have Patreon supporters of this show as well as YouTube members. And I think, is it Wednesday your mom puts the post
She's
up?
been putting them up on Wednesdays now. So you got a couple days to get a question in.
So you can preload your questions, and that's what some of these people did.
Yeah, so Alan wrote in, he said, last week we discussed making your own wipe-on poly using mineral spirits. Which poly do you have the most respect for and can recommend? And this was tricky. I think it was Alan that brought up the wipe-on, Minwax wipe-on poly has been reformulated. So he said, I don't have verification for that. So he's been looking into making his own. I still don't even know that you should, because there are still good quality wipe-on products that will work great. Armor Seal, to my knowledge, has not changed its formula. It works as good as it always has, and it's already pre-diluted right here in the can. Pretty darn good. Also, another classic finish, Waterlocks. I happen to have the VOC compliant version here, which would be a different formula than people might be used to, but they still sell the standard stuff. Waterlocks is fantastic, and it is really pre-diluted and ready to go. You don't have to do anything. Now, if you really are hell-bent on doing your own dilution, you gotta just find a good quality varnish or a good quality poly. Now in the past, I used to use Minwax poly to make my own wipe-on formulas, but if they change their wipe-on formula, maybe they change the regular one too, I don't know. So I'm not gonna make that recommendation because I don't have current experience with it. But you can make some darn good wipe-on varnishes using something like Epiphanes, which is actually a marine varnish. It's incredibly thick, and it will go a long way if you're thinning this for wiping. You might, 50% I think is the start. You might be able to thin this down to 75% with mineral spirits and end up with a good wiping formula. So this can is gonna last a long time. Now it might be a little bit softer than some of the other polyurethane mixes we might be used to, but if you're applying a wipe-on, you're usually going for a very fairly thin, low luster, not a high build kind of finish. This might be just the ticket. So if I were making a wipe-on formula today, I would just go into the cabinet, grab this Epiphanes, and that's probably what I would use to do it.
Cool. There you go. Don't go to the next question. Okay. I forgot. I wanted to, Brian Prusa of Prusa Woodworks kindly sent us both t-shirts, and I've been meaning to thank you, Brian, for a while now. So, you can't hear my mic. But how cool is that?
That's great.
I love his logo. So I just wanted to say thank you, Brian.
It's a mortise and tenon and bridal jointed P.
Yeah.
Beautiful job.
Prusa Woodworks.
That's great, man. Thank you so much.
I put your sticker up over by the jointer too, so you might even see it in some future videos.
Man, my sinuses still aren't right.
Really?
That is one thing COVID left me with is ongoing, just
drainage.
a feeling of head cold and spaciness. Not good. All right. And I was also out yesterday in the wilderness, so.
Oh yeah, riding your bike.
Oh yeah, a 30-mile ride.
With your BFF?
With my BFF, yeah. Let's go with that. That's what he likes to be called. Josh wrote in, he said, during last week's Friday show, someone asked about top coating arts and crafts water-based paint. I was listening in the car, couldn't chime in, but I've had success with shellac if staying indoors and Rust-Oleum crystal clear top coat for things that are going outside. My kids painted a plastic flower pot for their mom, with those paints, and after it dried a few days, I sprayed 5 coats of the Rust-Oleum on it. It's held up to spring and summer rain and watering from the hose. It's been 5 years, he says. I don't know how durable either of those would be for something like shop furniture, but you could top coat that paint, and with either of those, hope that helps someone.
Josh.
So there you go.
Nice.
I don't think he was the only one to mention shellac. I totally spaced on shellac as an option. But yeah, some good recommendations. I like the follow-ups. It's like on Wood Talk.
Yeah.
When we have our kickbacks.
Oh yeah. That
Speaking
makes
of Wood Talk, new episode came out this Wednesday.
yeah, I love the thumbnail of Matt in the spandex.
Thinking about Matt in Lycra. Okay, Les.
Can I get some? Can I do some of these?
Of course.
Okay.
Let's prioritize the live.
Okay. CMC said the Amazon page says racks. Is it a set or is it per order? It's
I think the link we provided is a single.
Is it a single?
But double check, because they do sell them in a set. So if you need 4, you can get 2 2-packs and probably save a little bit of money. If you want 2, the 2-pack should do that too. I think I sent you the individual.
The review says able to fit 4 adult bikes in less than 4 feet.
Yeah, but what they're just saying the same thing I said when you set up 4.
Yeah, it is a single because the 2-pack is looks like $179.
And the price range, that $89.99 price range, that is one. They're not cheap as far as that goes, but it's an organization solution that I did. It's really the best one I could find for that.
Oh, you can even cool. So, yeah. Thanks for the clarification.
Should I go now?
Yeah, you can go now.
Question from Les. He says, I've never really made cabinets, but I've got a lot of them coming up in the near future. I was reminded of a question while watching a Guild Shop cabinet project a few days ago. When building cabinet boxes out of 3/4 inch plywood and you've got a single layer divider between 2 drawers, how do the screws not try to occupy the same space? As in, how do they not collide with each other when installing the drawer slides? It would seem that when installing the drawer slides in the same position on opposite sides of a 3/4 inch sheet good, the screws would interfere with each other unless they projected into the material less than 3/8 of an inch. That doesn't seem like enough to hold a drawer full of tools. Do you use different holes on the opposing slides? Am I just overthinking it? I wondered this. Same thing about adjustable shelf pins. So I've got a picture there if you want to click on screws.
Screws.
So this is kind of what he's talking about. If you look at the way, screws on opposing sides of a divider would come in, that's about what they would do. Now, I have my screws sized in such a way, I guess maybe you would call those 1/2 inch screws. They're still pretty small. But if they do go in the same zone, you could see that the shape, that conical shape and the sharp tip, if they hit each other at all, they would just kind of graze one another and move aside. So they're not really going to have a huge, conflicting sharing of territory there. So that's why I've never really had a major problem. They just kind of skew off to the side. If it is something that maybe your screws are longer, you certainly can do exactly what you recommended. Shelf slides or drawer slides have a ton of holes, and you don't have to use the same holes. So just kind of put it in your brain. All of these on this side will use this hole pattern. The ones on this side will use the other hole pattern. You could kind of change it up. You can also angle your screws. So if you know there's a screw going in the same side, you could say on this one, we're going to angle slightly toward the front. On this one, we're going to angle slightly toward the back. And they will totally miss each other. But while your instinct says that's not deep enough for heavy laden drawers, I've got a shop full of drawers that were constructed and slides that were installed with those very screws, and ain't one of them moving. I mean, by the time you get 4 screws per slide, it's not going anywhere. I wouldn't really worry about it too much.
Rick wants to know what happened to the workshop tour.
Workshop tour video.
It's coming out on
Rick,
Monday.
We said it would be Monday, man.
Monday!
Today's Friday. It's going to be on Monday. We're actually putting the final touches on it. Todd and I have been going back and forth. It's a big edit. It's taking a lot of time. Well, right now the timeline's sitting at 40 minutes. So here's the thing. We did the full tour, but then I figured some people really want to see, they want to see inside my drawers. And I'm going to let you take a peek inside my drawers. So we have a whole second video coming out that's more about the details, how I store my stuff. I open the cabinets, I open the drawers. So it's a separate video that will be coming out later. And then we have another video.
You're much more organized than me.
Yes. Can I show you some things in the house that have been bugging me?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't want your feedback.
Okay. No feedback requested. We also have a lot of people who ask about the day in the life kind of stuff. What's it like to make videos and have this process, have the shop, the tech behind it, some of the gear that we use to make the videos, that is also going to potentially, I think, I got to look at the raw footage, but that is on the docket to be another release too. So we really went like all out in doing a shop tour. This is much more than just a shop tour.
Right. I got a question here from John Popovich. I'm in the middle of this hurricane rain in southern middle Tennessee. I need to start finishing a project and using armor seal. Can I still do this with the weather?
Sure. Well, first of all, let's say I hope everybody is safe.
Yes,
I know there's some serious, crazy weather going on out there. But yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, your humidity is going to be a little bit high. There is always a little bit of a risk that you're going to trap moisture under the finish. But you're using armor seal. It's thin wipe-on coat, so you have plenty of oxygen getting into the mix. You might have a little bit more time. The humidity, temperatures may make it so that it's just a little bit slower to cure. That's not that big of a deal. Just wait a little bit longer. If the surface feels tacky, don't touch it. Leave it. Let it go longer.
No touchy.
But yeah, as long as it's dry in your shop and the temperature isn't too cold, I think you're going to be totally fine.
What's too cold?
I mean, when you start to get down to freezing temperatures, this time of year, that won't be an issue.
I can't imagine he would be in the shop if it was freezing.
No, it's probably, fairly cool and humid.
I
would guess with a storm coming through.
Question here from, I did one of your things.
You did, yep. You swallowed your uvula. It's the worst thing that can happen.
From Butch, have you thought any more on classes? I've taken some guitar building workshops in the last 2 years. The limit is 6 people. Small class size seem to work.
Did we talk about this last week?
I don't know, but
I thought we brought it up last week.
Or maybe it was the guild meeting.
It may have been. It's on the future docket. Let's put it that way.
Let's just say, if I was planning it, it would be
yesterday.
On the calendar.
It would be this weekend. But she's very good at planning on things that I have to do. And it takes classes,
so I have to get his buy-in. Just like WIA, if you go to him directly, usually it's not going to happen. But you come to me, work it in.
Might be able to work it in.
Might be able to work it in.
Over time. But yeah, we would like to do that. I mean, that's one of the benefits of having a standalone commercial space like this is it just doesn't feel as risky, and insurance-wise and security-wise. Having a bunch of people come to our house feels weird, but having people come here definitely feels more natural and makes sense.
Big Al. Hey, Marc. I was wondering if you put finish on your MFT.
Nope. Why would you?
Why wouldn't you?
Why would you?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
No, why would you is the question. I don't put finish on it. It's just MDF. It's a sacrificial surface. I don't think you want anything to be super slick on the MFT, and putting finish puts you in the direction of things being more slick. Now, if you're using your MFT as like a catch-all surface, you're doing finishing on it, you're staining on it, okay, it might bug you if you start to see, or maybe you're doing assemblies and the glue is going to stick to the MDF. That's the exception. That might be the time where you do want something that's like a non-permeable finish on there. But if you're using an MFT just as a cutting tool, the way that I use it, I see absolutely no reason and only negatives to finishing it.
We have ProTech Computing in the chat and says, hey, let's talk bikes.
Wanna be MTB. Look at the avatar.
Oh, what does that mean? MTB?
Mountain bike.
Oh. What do you ride?
Okay, so I ride a couple things, and most of them Nicole knows about, so that's good.
He always sends me like Instagram reels of guys going, I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, there's so many stupid reels about people buying bikes or like bike-related things you could relate to.
And I'm like, whatever.
Whatever.
I've had my fair share of like expensive purses and
shoes,
clothes,
baskets,
3D printers,
wicker baskets. No, that's your mom. Okay, so bikes. I have 2 primary bikes. I've got a gravel bike and a road bike.
They're both Trek, right?
Yeah, they're both Trek.
He's a Trek fan.
I like Trek. I went to the Trek store. I had great service. Our local Trek store is just a great local bike shop.
And I don't think you've told them the story. You told the guild, but you haven't told the morning show what you're going to do with
I don't know for sure, so I don't know what don't want to say too much about it. But I ride a Damani for my road bike and a Checkpoint for the gravel bike. And I did recently get a mountain bike. Okay, and yeah,
it's because of this Trek store. This Trek store in
bunch of jerks over there.
Is it O'Fallon? Yeah. It's O'Fallon. It's off of K.
Yeah.
They are all about the community too. It's really cool to see when different kind of niches or whatever community pockets. So that's how they got them. They do bike rides every Friday and Saturday
morning.
And so
they have, when people come back from their rides, the community rides, they want a place for people to kind of congregate, hang out, have a coffee, have a drink, and they are looking for a table. So I got to talking to the owner, Tim, and he's getting approval. I guess Trek Corporate would be paying for this, but we're looking at building a table for them. And my idea was to get a big old slab. We got a local guy at Wonder Woods, Scott Wonder, has a lot of great slabs. Going to get like a 9-foot slab, do a waterfall leg on one side, and we're probably going to put the Trek logo, the Trek of O'Fallon logo on the top. On the other side, this is where things are like, oh, this is going to be a little outside my wheelhouse.
Might go see Cremona.
Might go see Matt for his welding skills. But we're going to get an old bike, an old steel frame, and see if we can't use the bike itself as the support for the overhanging side. We probably would need to put some bars in the handlebar to come straight up, in the seat post or something with maybe a steel plate with holes that we could use to attach to the underside. So that's kind of where my brain is going. But I'm waiting to hear back. I don't know for sure. Everything's on hold.
It should be fun
until the budget is approved.
I think you're going to have a good time with that build.
I hope so. But
Marc,
yes, I'll talk bikes anytime.
Marc L. did a super chat and said, "Here's a few shekels for all you've done for the guild. What can I say? I'm a sucker for a pretty face." And Nicole's easy on the eyes as well.
See, I knew he was talking about me.
I knew he was too.
Oh, man.
I read it.
Shekels. Freckles for shekels.
Shekels.
Okay.
Thank you, Marc.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that.
That was really nice.
Oh, speaking of bikes, milestone. I hit a milestone.
Oh, you did hit a milestone.
I hit 1,000 miles. I've never really cycled outside as much as I started to the last couple of years.
You were Peloton for the longest time.
Peloton in the gym, that's about all I would do. And I've gotten outside, I've changed my ways and hit 1,000 miles, which for me is pretty huge. I know people that go like 100 miles every weekend. It doesn't take them long to get to 1,000 miles. It takes me long to get to 1,000 miles.
When he comes back from his rides, he's like, man, there are some older ladies that just kick my butt.
Let me tell you, if you want to see some really fit average people, and what I mean is average is you would not spot them in a store and go, look at that super fit person, right? Go look at some people who are cyclists and just kicking butt on bicycles that would run circles around me that are like maybe not even, I won't say twice my age, getting kind of old now, 20 years my senior.
Yeah.
It's just the level of fitness of these people is inspiring. I love it.
He bought a sign for his little bike area, and it says, "Never underestimate an old man with a bike."
Old man with a bike, yeah.
Old man with a bike.
Yeah.
We got Bobby C wanted to clarify, in-person classes or filmed classes? They would be in-person classes.
Isn't that what we do?
Yeah.
Don't we do filmed classes?
We do film classes in the guild.
That would be like what we've been doing for 18 years.
But it would be in person.
Yeah, we're specifically talking about in person.
Yeah, so like I still would have to work out, like we would need to get workbenches, we would need to
the whole point
organize everything.
Whatever you're building, to accommodate multiple people.
Yeah, it's a whole nother.
The more people you have, the more tools you need to make sure there's no downtime.
Yeah.
And then if you just have an assembly line structure, which can absolutely happen, a lot of schools that maybe have 1 or 2 table saws, 1 planer, you get this assembly line where everyone just gets to run their part through the machine. And I'm like, I don't really like that. I kind of want everybody to be able to move through the course. It's harder as the instructor to handle it because people are all over the place, but their experience becomes more genuine and valuable if they're actually able to think about the tool setup and get involved in each tool.
Worth Edford is in the chat, and he said, teaching IRL is a different animal. He would know.
Yeah, it is absolutely, and that's why I don't do it that often.
Yeah.
It takes so much more out of me to plan and think through a 5-day course than just simply filming it, right? It's also a lot less profitable as a business to affect the lives of 6 people.
But again, it goes back to building on that community.
It can be a more special relationship, certainly. But you impact the lives of 6 people and you pass on information that they're going to probably forget half of it when they leave. Versus putting that time into a video production that gets replayed over and over.
But that's what's so great. If you also have a guild course on it, you say, here's also the video that you can go back and watch.
Well, you know who does well with that?
Philip.
Philip does well with people who go, they either go to his course after they took the guild course.
It's usually before.
Or like vice versa.
Yeah.
Right? So he has no problem with like, some of the instructors do worry, is this going to cannibalize my in-person courses? Absolutely not. No. If anything, it encourages more.
Right. Yeah. We got a question. Oh, Dean Kane is in the chat. Said, I'm going to ask for Guild Plus subscription for Christmas from my family.
Yes.
I'm going to try to make sure that we can make that easy.
To figure out a way to do it as a gift. It's just technologically.
Right now, it's
hard to do.
The gift certificate, but I know there has to be a way. So. Aapo Pina.
What's up?
Which router plane would you recommend after experiencing many of them? Router plane, huh?
They're all good. The ones that are out now, they're all good. I have 3 in my possession currently. The one I've been using forever is the Veritas router plane. It is solid. They have good blade choices. I really like it.
Melbourne one
I also
too.
have the Melbourne Tools one, and that's a little bit more price friendly, I guess. I think their price comes in a little bit cheaper. It works great. I've used it on a couple different projects, not extensively. I've got it right over there. It does the job. It works really, really well. What I like about it is the irons and the way that this thing is bedded on an angle means they're much easier to sharpen, even easier to sharpen than the Veritas. So I prefer it for that reason. And then you have the Cat's Moses version, which is kind of like the Veritas, but tricked out even more with more control. And it's just a finely crafted tool. It's absolutely beautiful. So they're all great. So let me say this: if you're looking for budget, go for the Melbourne Tools. If you're looking for tricked out, check out the Cat's Moses. If you're looking for something in the middle, look at the Veritas. And when I say middle, don't misunderstand that. It's a premium tool. It just happens to be like middle in price range.
We have a discount with Melbourne Tools, right?
I don't know.
I know we have an affiliate link, but I need to.
Yeah.
If I find it, I'll put it in the show notes.
Put it in the show notes.
I'll put it in the show notes.
Bobby C said, "Oh, duh," about the classes.
Speaking of Bobby C, he did a super chat, and then he said, "Oops, I hit the send message with no message." Wanted to know where I can find the video from the collaboration with Rob Cosman.
That is sitting on a hard drive in Todd's editing room. So we got to get to it.
Yep.
It's just something that is in the
Hopefully
lineup.
soon.
We're starting to see the limitations of like throwing tons of footage at a single editor.
Yeah.
It's a lot to ask of Todd to get all this stuff out. It's taking time. It will be out soon.
Hopefully.
You'll get a little preview, but like one scene in the shop tour is from the event.
Oh,
actually,
cool.
I think he took a couple from the event.
That's good.
So you'll see Rob Cosman for about like 2 seconds, but that's it.
ProTech is taunting you and said, 1K is great. Now do 10.
I don't want to.
I don't want to.
It's a lot, man.
That's a lot of miles.
Yeah, it's a lot of miles. And here's the other thing. I've never been an endurance sport person. I'm the kid who went out for winter track. You know how long I lasted? 1 day.
Oh, see.
1 day. I was like, this is stupid.
I did track, but I listened to the coach. He was like, you're going to not like this. Give it 2 weeks. He's like, at the end of the 2 weeks, you're not. Yeah. You can quit.
You see, Nicole, I've got baby lungs.
So I had smoker lungs.
Oh, secondhand smoker lungs.
Yeah, I had secondhand smoker lungs.
Right.
So I did not run very well.
Okay, I got one more preloaded question.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Chris Robertson says, I'm having trouble with designing a workbench assembly table for a smaller shop that needs to be both low and mobile at times, then taller and immobile with adjustable legs to allow for leveling. Now, I was with Chris at this point. I'm like, this is a good idea. I like it. Then he says that the table is 4x8, made of laminated strips of southern yellow pine. Most of the pieces have completely straight grain down the length of the top. I haven't made the base yet, but I intend on using this for assembly, rolling it outside so that it can have linear rails to put on, or linear rails put on it for a router sled, and I wanted to be able to use it for epoxy pours, so it's low and level. But I definitely don't want to lift heavy-ass buckets chest high. And that's the problem. Like, I had a couple good solutions for him, but those are like for a workbench, a smaller workbench. He's talking about a 4x8, and I'm looking over there because my assembly table is 4x8, and I'm thinking about how difficult it would be to satisfy everything on that wish list. He wants to go low and high, so it needs to be adjustable in height, and it needs to be mobile. And then preferably something that he could level when the time comes for an operation like an epoxy pour. That's a lot to ask, man. I'm not so sure that you could do that. But I do have a recommendation. There is a link in here, and Nicole, I gave you a little picture.
This one?
Adjustable table.
Adjustable table.
So you can find
those are cute. Rolling
adjustable tables. This is the Work Pro version, and I do have a link in the notes if you want to post that link. You're going to need 2 of these. That's the downfall to this, and this is where the price goes up. But I don't know that you could do what you're looking to do without going to some kind of a metal fabricated solution. So you would basically like chuck the top or leave the existing top that comes with it, leave it on, and then use that as something like a base structure that will further support your 4x8 top. And what I might do is have 2 of those and then have it so that the handles are on the same side, because you're going to obviously want to address lifting and lowering those at the same time with that little crank arm. So
Kyle in the chat just said something timely. He said, check out, what was it, Pedula Studio. Made an adjustable table using a motorcycle lift.
See, now if you're getting real creative, there's lifts, there's winches, there's like crazy stuff you can do. There's computer desks have gotten really, really cheap that have the automated lift and drop mechanisms. But I think the trick with his situation is it's so big. So it might be the way to go. It might be to do some kind of a customized solution using some things that like really creative people come up with. I'm not that creative, so that's why I gave you an Amazon link. Buy 2 of these. Super simple.
Build and Fix with Mooney, just a super chat, said, hey Mark, I want to thank you for bringing tongue oil to my attention over the classic beginner friendly. Everyone seems to be using beeswax and mineral oil. Tongue oil is superior and nicer. Is it from that one video?
I'd agree. Yep.
The one that everyone likes to
The one
yell
that didn't really take off until I became an argumentative prick in my thumbnail. But it worked. I hate it, but it worked.
Yeah.
You're doing this wrong. Amazing how people respond when you do that.
Yeah.
I want to make an addition to this. Tongue oil is great. And if you like tongue oil, you got to check out walnut oil. So Mahoney's walnut oil, you might want to look it up on Amazon. Yeah. I've actually started to, now we're talking about like finessing the last 0.1 percentage points of quality and what we're doing. Tongue oil does work great. I have absolutely no complaints about it, and I still use it to this day. But I've been using walnut oil, and specifically Mahoney's, and they make a...
Mahoney's?
Yep, so, well, go to the one that's the bottle. Or they have a 2-pack where it's...
Oh, there's the... Is this... No, that's...
Hold on, how'd you spell it? Go down.
I didn't spell it right. I just...
Mahogany. You said mahogany walnut oil, which is not going to get us to the same place.
Mahoney. Mahoney.
Mahoney. Me so Mahoney. That probably wasn't smart for me.
No, it wasn't.
For multiple reasons, and I apologize.
No,
I'm going to apologize right this second so that this doesn't get out of control. So, yeah, do that one.
Okay.
So, and there you go.
This one?
Yeah, so that's both of these.
Okay.
So they make a oil product. It's very much like tongue oil. It is a polymerized walnut oil that will dry to like a nice film. Well, it's a very light film. It's very, very thin. But they also make a wax-containing product just in a little jar, and you could use just that if you want to, or do a pre-coat with the oil and then hit it as your second or third coat with the wax-containing product. Great for food items, great for bowls. I love it just as much as tongue oil, if not more, because tongue oil always has that like, it just has a little bit of a concern because it's from a nut. So some people hit me with, well, what about people with nut allergies? I don't think it's in the oil, and I do believe that the polymerization, I know Mahoney's specifically mentions the polymerization process is something that like denatures the proteins that are responsible for the reaction.
Joe even said, does walnut oil polymerize?
Yes.
Yes.
So I like that just as much, and I've actually been kind of moving a little bit closer toward that, because if you do a little deep dive on tung oil, you will find some stuff about, like, I don't want to get too deep into it because I haven't done a lot of research, but I had people call it into question in my video about it being the best choice. So just take a look at Mahoney's walnut oil. I think it's a really good product. In fact, that was what Ashley recommended when she came out to do our videos. She's like, you got to have Mahoney's on hand so that we could do some finishing. I said, okay, Ashley, I'll buy it. Like I did with CBN wheels. Okay, I'll buy it. She made me buy a chuck. Yeah. All kinds of stuff.
She had her own Amazon links for you.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to get in trouble for what I said. Am I going to get in trouble for that?
No, it's okay.
I mean, I didn't write the script in that movie.
No.
It's racist and inappropriate.
Okay, let's just move on. Mr. Elusive. Hey, Mr. Elusive. I remembered. If we continue to purchase Guild courses, can we still download them? I'm just now looking through the Guild Plus stuff and see those limitations on the month-to-month basis.
So for now, yes. We are probably moving toward a situation where they won't be available for download. I don't think we're there yet.
Right.
We've hinted that might come, and I don't know that it's happened.
We would want to get another, because we realize that there are Guild members that don't have the best internet situation. So I've always foreseen the ability to say, add on a $5 USB stick and I'll put them all on a USB stick for you.
And of course there's security issues by letting the videos go out and people can download them. And it's just cost is another factor. So right now streaming kind of costs us more than delivering those files. So I don't see a reason to do that. It would just make our streaming cost more. But it's also an ownership thing. And I really, at this point still, well, that will never change. I will always prefer people who bought something to be able to have a copy of something that no matter what happens to our website, they could still access it. I think that's really important. I'm just saying that as a business, there may be a point where we can't do that anymore, but we're not there yet.
And what I like about how Guild Plus evolved is over the years, we've had a ton of feedback. They're like, I just want to watch it. I just want to watch it.
Yeah.
And so if you look at the calendar, so for every month, on the first of every month, it says this. So Barrister Bookcase starts streaming, but in the description, I say you can stream this for the month of whatever, I can't remember what month that is. But if you want to have it forever, basically after this time period, you can purchase the course.
Yeah.
So
Flatlander has some questions, I see.
Okay.
He asked about a SketchUp course. So we do have in the Guild a great course by my buddy Brian Benham. It's an intro to SketchUp course that covers everything you need. He uses the web-based version to show you what to do, which is a little bit of a challenge for folks who are maybe used to a desktop version, or they're still, which they probably shouldn't be, using the old 2017 SketchUp Make version.
They don't want you to do that.
But Intro to SketchUp, and we have other SketchUp courses if you want to get more advanced. But the first one is Intro to SketchUp that's in the Guild. Highly, highly recommended. Brian's very good.
I will link to it in the chat for you so you can see it.
Flatlander also asked about super chats. So if you're on YouTube, under the video there should be a little thing that says super chat, which I believe after it's published changes to super thanks.
Gunstar1 said, look for the little dollar sign in the small rectangle at the right of the chat entry box. Click it and follow the instructions.
There you go. And again, you guys certainly don't have to do super chats. We grab questions regardless, but if you do a super chat, it highlights it. And then we bump you to the top of the list.
So I have, from my side, you don't see what I see. I have the whole chat. I have favorites that I'm able to kind of pull as I see, and then I have a super chat column, and that bumps it up and says, "Hey, super chat." So that's how all that works.
What else we got? I'm out of questions.
Your BFF is in the chat.
Oh, Jason.
Look
at him. Look at that good-looking man.
He took an in-class class with Philip and purchased the Morley Lounge chair.
Oh, you're dead to me now.
Having the plans, the cut list made a positive impact on his class experience.
We go out for ice cream.
Yeah.
Jason and his family are there.
Oh, yeah.
With some friends, right?
Yeah.
He's fully decked out, hat and shirt.
In Philip Morley.
I'm like, what is going on?
Jason, should I give you this shirt so we make Marc feel better?
He won't wear it. Just to spite me. He will spite me by not wearing it. So no, don't give him a shirt. Definitely don't give him a hat. No, not happening. Anyway, good to see you, man. Get back to work.
Thanks for hanging out with us. We're going to have to get, I keep telling Mark, we need to all of us get together. So
life is busy.
Adam Tuttle, basement shop in a humid region. I keep my hand planes in a drawer. The other day I noticed there was some rust on one side resting on the drawer bottom. Anything I can do to prevent this?
Yeah, especially in a drawer, man. You got the right situation, get a desiccant pack. You can get large desiccant packs or multiple small desiccant packs on Amazon. And this is the stuff like when you buy things that have metal that might corrode or rust, they're usually sold with a desiccant pack in there. So just get a big one, throw that in the drawer. I've actually done that in a few of my drawers. I don't for sure even know that they're doing anything, but I haven't noticed an excessive amount of rust because you still have a lot of air getting in there. But most of the time, when the drawers are closed, if it's a bank of drawers, it is kind of, an enclosed area that you can keep sort of conditioned with a lower humidity if you have enough of those desiccant packs. In fact, the ones I bought, I don't know if we could find them easily, but the ones I bought are reusable and they change color as they absorb moisture. So when the color gets to a point where you go, okay, clearly they're full of moisture, I think you just microwave them, drives the moisture out of the little pellets, and then you throw it back in there.
Are you talking about the silica?
I think it's silica beads.
Yeah, Matthew Booth even said the gel packs build up. Yep.
So there are lots of solutions for that, but if you were going to tell me I've got rust on, my plane till planes, that's a little bit of a different story because this is just open to the environment. The best you could do is protect the planes themselves with some kind of oil and try to lower the humidity in your shop. In your case, they're in a drawer. You could lower the humidity locally. Still, you want to protect your planes with some kind of oil like jojoba oil. Some kind of a wax is always a good idea too, just to leave a protective layer on there.
Jason's he could use him at some shop.
Son of a gun. This guy never ends with him. He left me on the trail.
He left you?
He left me on the trail. He was
like, you're so slow?
He was like, you're so slow, man. He's like, so you can sit there, eat your raisins. I'm going home.
He's like, see ya. Hey, guess who's in the chat? Who? Beaver Industrial Supply. Greetings from the hill.
Hey, where's my Italian?
Yeah.
I haven't had any hill Italian in a while.
We need to go down to the hill.
Beaver Industrial Supply is a great place, by the way. I'll give them a little plug. They are a great local resource for us here in St. Louis. I have ordered from them in the past in Denver. Didn't know where they were from. I just they had the tool I needed, so I bought it. And then when I ordered my drum sander, I found out that they were actually local, so I was able to go and visit them. Great people, what a great place. Just about anything you need in the way of tooling. And certainly the last video we did on the bandsaw fence.
Yes, did you see the email from Tom about his order and how...
Sorry about the back order.
Wiped out their supply, their 6 month supply.
6 month supply.
But they're back, they're back, they're okay now.
Hey, that's all good news. I'm glad to hear it.
But Beaver Industrial, if you check them out, they're a great vendor.
Now I want some ravioli. It's delicious ravioli. All right,
yum,
what else
yum,
we
yum.
got?
Well, Flatlander, he did a super chat asking the same question about the SketchUp. So I don't know, Flatlander, I don't know if you're live or maybe you're delayed a little bit.
I think we took too long to answer the question. He figured it out, got his question, and then I answered it before.
Just did. So
Flatlander, you got another question? Throw it up there. We will answer it.
I'll keep my eye out. Tim JB really, I've seen him say that he really wants to get you a Buc-ees shirt. Is there a Buc-ees around here?
What's Buc-ees?
What?
What's Buc-ees?
It's a massive convenience store that is a way of life.
Not my way of life. What is Buc-ees? So it's just
it's like...
You say that as if we have them around here.
No, that's what I mean. I think there is one around here.
All we have is Schmucks.
Schnooks.
Oh. That's
a grocery store. Buc-ees is not though they do sell a lot of food, but they sell a lot of specialty stuff. They're known for like their jerky and it's like a cutesy.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
They got jerky. I mean, I could get that at Circle K too, but I'm going to go to Buc-ees. Well, next time you see a Buc-ees, you let me know.
All right.
Never heard of it before.
Yeah. Really?
I'm from New Jersey.
I know.
All I know is Wawa.
Yeah. Wawa sandwich.
Yeah.
Ant One. Mark, could you do a video about your bandsaw resawing setup?
Ant One.
Do that?
Well, in the past, I have a very old video on resawing. Since then, most of my resawing has been kind of like in a project. If the project required resawing, that's when you would see more about the setup. These days, I kind of just rely on a high quality fence, and I do most of my resawing with a Laguna Driftmaster, the old one previously, And we were just talking about Beaver Industrial. We did a video not too long ago on the new Laguna Driftmaster setup, and that is what I would use for resawing. So we did some resawing in there. The video wasn't about resawing per se, but you could see my setup. I'm getting gassy over
Worth
here.
Effort said, tell Mark they specifically have barbecue.
All right, well then we're going. Where's the nearest Buc-ees?
I don't know. I need to Google it. I thought one just opened up. It's probably southern Missouri.
Okay.
It's a southern convenience store, but they seem to be expanding. But they're massive.
Okay, I'm sold. Let's go get some barbecue. Springfield, Missouri.
Yep.
There's one in St. Louis.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. According to Googly.
Googly. It's an yeah. So.
Oh, it's not. It's spelled the other way.
It's spelled like that.
Right. So the one in
B-C-E-E.
The one in St. Louis is not the one.
That's a with a Y. Yeah. That's not the real Buc-ees.
No one goes there. I mean, that's garbage. We all know this. The good beef jerky is at the Buc-ees with the dash. Oh, good.
Goodness.
UPS is here. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to knock on the door.
You think? Well, here.
He always does.
JohnnyD Woodworks. Hi.
Beep the horn, knock the door.
He said, you're one of the best long-term woodworkers I've watched for years.
Well, thanks, man.
We need to get you to 1 million subs. We've given up on that.
Don't worry about it.
So I feel like
I'm not worried about it.
I feel like if we stop worrying about it, maybe it'll happen.
Maybe it'll happen.
Won't,
yeah.
But it's not gonna.
It's a watch pot that doesn't boil.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think we have what it takes to hit 1 million if we haven't already.
And that's okay. Somebody even told you, like, I'm surprised you have as many subs as you do, considering how niche we are.
Honestly, that's where the Guild Plus thing kind of came in, is the realization that pure number growth in views and subs is not our future. That's not the way to go. And the more we chase that, the more it sends us down a path we don't want to go down, making the kind of content I really don't want to make. So we need to, as a business, learn to do like as much as we can and double down on the existing audience and the people who already follow us, because we can't count on new ones coming in from these platforms.
We're getting too old.
We're just not playing the game.
I'm too old for this.
Too old for this shit. We need a shirt that says that with us on it. But yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to. So we aren't going to hit it.
Hey, it's Les. He said, here's a half a cup of coffee.
Woohoo!
Now, you know what? That's a whole cup of coffee when you go to Dunkin'.
Well, we have to share.
Oh.
Right? So we each get a half cup.
Yeah. Thanks, Les. So Ava didn't have school today, so I got her a hot chocolate. Did you do a video for her?
Of what?
Her hot chocolate. She was very proud of it.
No.
Oh, I thought she would.
I did a dad response, and I said, Ava, I'm working. Don't have time for the hot chocolate.
Do you think he's going to?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right.
We'll figure it out.
I
told him to just drop packages. We'll get them when we're ready. All right, any more questions?
Well, what happened?
We're going to wrap it up soon.
Yeah. I'm going to... Hey, we got Bruce in the chat. It's finally catching it live.
Hey, welcome,
That's
Bruce.
Awesome. But it's okay if you watch the recording. We love that too.
Yeah. Some people watch it on a Saturday. Husband and wife teams will often watch it on the weekends.
When I hear that husbands and wives watch us. So, Kevin said he loves the Cat Moses router plane and have the original pre-order version. It's great.
Yep, it is good.
Is there a Melbourne discount? He said, Jeannie is saying Janine.
You always say Jeannie.
There is a Melbourne discount. She used it a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
So I'll get that and put it in there.
She actually pronounces it Jeannie Stoney, if you want to say it correctly. That's the Nicole version.
Yeah. All right. So
got anything else?
I think, we're towards the end.
Get Marc's question real quick.
Mark T.
Decided I'm getting your hybrid woodworking book for myself for Christmas. Awesome, thank you. Was curious if you're still doing the signed copies. That's all I do, all day long. I just sign books.
Sign books. We just signed one today.
Yeah, at this point, we don't sell so many that it's not that taxing for me. I just sign a stack of books whenever my mom or Nicole puts them on my desk, and all of the ones that we sell will be autographed. Did you guys know?
Oh, tell them a cool piece of trivia.
It's one of those things where, like, if you don't brag about yourself, who is going to? And with my book, that's definitely one of those situations. We had something come up.
We don't have an agent or anything.
Agent Oreo. Special Agent Oreo, actually. He's a spy. So I did a little digging just because I needed a number for something. And I didn't realize how many copies total we've sold of our books. So first one was Hybrid Woodworking, launched in, 2000.
Shortly after Mateo was born, 2012.
Yeah, 2012, 2013. has sold about 35,000 copies. Isn't that crazy?
That's a lot.
And I think Hybrid Woodworking,
right?
Essential Joinery is about 28,000, if I remember correctly, talking to the publisher. Those are pretty good numbers. He's going to knock on a door right now.
Okay, I'll go.
You want to go get it?
Yeah.
There he is. It's going to be awkward if he comes in. Let's not let that happen. I told you that would happen. So yeah, pretty happy with numbers like that for a book, right? Or 2 books. So stoked about that. Those are all at twwstore.com if you want the autographed versions. Of course, they're still on Amazon. You'll probably save a few bucks if you go to Amazon, but you will not get a autographed copy.
Janine wants to know if we're bringing books.
You mean Jeannie?
Jeannie. No.
Jeez.
She wants to know if we're bringing books to WIA. Most
I think
definitely.
we are, yeah.
Yes.
We're going to have a little booth there,
Yeah.
so we'll probably have both copies of both books, maybe some T-shirts.
T-shirts. That's actually just what got delivered, are the new shirts.
Flatlander wants to know where he can find the notes when this is over. So the YouTube post will have notes, and then also it takes us a little while to get them, but we usually have time codes. So when you look in the description of the video, you'll see numbers that are linked, they're hyperlinked, and you click on it, it will take you to where we talked about that particular thing.
Yeah.
So each time we'd like...
It's something you have to come back to. I try to get links in the live chat as we're talking about it.
We used to have someone that would do that for us.
Yeah, Matthew Baus. He wrote me and he's like, I'm so sorry I fell off the face of the earth.
No, life happens.
Life happens.
But that's the thing. If it's us doing it, it's going to take a little while. If someone's actively, you can do it while you're watching and get them the topics done. That's great if someone can do that.
Oh, Ben's in the chat. He goes, the other half of the coffee.
Oh, there you go. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, we went to...
How's your cast iron working out?
To Duncan this morning.
Grandma's cast iron.
We have a question from Marc Scott. I'm new to woodworking and I've been getting overwhelmed by YouTube video help. I can understand that. Seems like, what are you doing?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Keep reading.
Seems like I have to really sift past videos pushing products, push jigs or tools. Any tips for a new woodworker?
The internet is filled with lots of free information about woodworking, but it can be tricky to sift through the ads, the influencers, and the DIYers flooding your feed. The Wood Whisperer Guild is the answer. Since 2008, we've been...
Is that pretty good?
That was good timing.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go, Marc.
That is my honest answer.
Yeah.
It is difficult these days. The landscape is looking more like... I don't want to criticize it too much because everybody is doing their own thing.
Yeah.
They're running their own race. They're trying to make a living.
There's different flavors for everybody too, and depending on what you're trying to do.
But a lot of people are focused on affiliate programs. They're focused on finding ways to make revenue. And the kind of content that performs well may not be the kind of content you enjoy watching, So we do try to be the alternative to that. I try to make the kind of content I would want to watch. I still have to do affiliate stuff. I still have to tell you about the guild because that's what makes our ship run. Other people have to do it differently. So it's hard for me to be too critical, but I know exactly what you're talking about. There's just a ton of info. There's content for content's sake. And also content for making money's sake.
Well, and especially since when they introduced shorts.
Yeah.
Shorts.
Yeah. It's a real fast race down to the bottom if you're actually looking for quality information.
Yeah.
So I get it. It's tough to sort through. The best I could tell you is exactly, it was a joke when I played that video because it's the same ad we ran at the beginning, but it's absolutely true. That is what I consider the Wood Whisperer Guild to be. Unfortunately, it costs money, but that's the way our business runs. But that is going to be the way to cut through the crap. You learn directly from woodworkers who are not concerned about their follower counts.
They're teachers.
They're teachers. They are people who want to, basically what they do for a living is teach other people how to do woodworking.
Well, and this might be helpful. Look at the woodworking schools. So like the Florida Woodworking School, look at the roster. See if any of those instructors do online courses.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
A lot of them
on
do.
their own websites.
Yeah, so it's going to be all based on who you connect with as a teacher. What kind of style of teaching do you like going forward?
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Nice super chat from Darth Spaz.
Darth Spaz.
I love that name.
That's fantastic. It sounds like my alter ego would be Darth Spaz.
Yeah, I can see that.
I love it.
No question. Just glad you're here. Thanks for the morning shows.
Well,
thank you,
Darth Spaz. That's fantastic, so man. Very generous. Thank you.
So, what a fun day. It's Friday.
Well, it made me smile. I wasn't in a bad mood this morning. I'm tired. My sinuses are killing me, and I was a little off.
Yeah.
But you guys made me in a better mood, and I appreciate that. That's always good. Can't put a price on that. Anything else we could do before we head out?
Just wanted to say Ant One said Chris Schwartz is a great person. He is.
Yeah, so his Substack is pretty good. They have that ad that keeps showing up on my Facebook about
not being sponsored.
Not being sponsored. I sometimes feel like it's at me.
But he's
like, hey guys, what are you trying to say?
But he's a guild instructor as well as Megan.
Yep, Megan and Chris are both. Megan has 2 courses in the guild. Chris has 1. So this is an interesting thing that we've found with guild instructors is when we do put our toes into the water of like, let's get an influencer, quote unquote influencer, someone who performs well on YouTube, get them in and see how it does. They just don't do that well. I think we have trained guild people and people who know what it is to look for the folks who they can't access easily any other way. Mm-hmm. And that's why when we search for guild instructors, we don't go to YouTube. What we usually do is what you said. Mm-hmm. We'll go to look at who is teaching at the schools that are doing well and get those people in and give them a platform that can help them earn money and have some kind of a passive revenue going forward, but capture their instruction in a way that right now is not being captured. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things I think that makes the guild special for what it is. And it's not the Marc show. It's mostly about guild instructors now.
Well, Guild Plus is kind of the Marc show.
Guild Plus is the Marc show.
Sorry. Right now.
It's just like we went through so many permutations of this change was going to be. It was so stressful because we would go really far down a path. We have our designer, our web designer.
Thank you, John.
John, to do so many things.
Being so patient with us.
Just to like go, let's do a U-turn. We're not doing that anymore. And we wasted a lot of time doing that stuff and wasted a lot of John's time doing stuff and money. Mm-hmm. But I think what we arrived at is something that's fair. I think it's something that's really good, and I think people will enjoy it. And if it's not your cup of tea, you're not hurting my feelings, it's not going to be. People will not be able to justify it, and that's totally fine. Yep. But for those who do decide to do it, I think you're going to like it.
Hey, I'm going to give you one last question. Jesus was very patient and said, have you made little kids' toys like cars and such? I'm guessing I'll need a bandsaw to make one. We did the little grasshopper.
Grasshopper might be the one.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I haven't done a whole lot with kids' toys. We did a trebuchet. Yeah. I don't know if you call that a kid's toy, but it was during COVID, and it was something that my kids enjoyed playing with. But I do think a bandsaw would be a good choice. I think if you're looking on a smaller scale, you could even get away with a scroll saw for something like that, which you might find a little easier to control, a little bit easier to make like tight turns and small details. Scroll saws would be great for something like that.
Yeah.
But I think you're on the right track. Bandsaw, scroll saw.
The grasshopper was a fun little project. Mateo was so tiny.
That's right. Mateo and his little friend Devin was there. Yeah, that was good.
It was super cute. Yeah. Just go to the Wood Whisperer and search grasshopper and you'll find it. So. Yeah.
Okay,
all right, I think we're over an hour. So
over an hour, my goodness.
Over an hour.
Great. So. All right, so again, just a reminder, go to thewoodwhispererguild.com/plus if you want to learn about Guild Plus. Oh, by the way, you can do Plus in the absence of courses.
Yeah, you don't have to.
If all you want to do is the Plus thing, you can do that. You don't have to purchase courses. Those two things live independently, but they also, like peanut butter and chocolate, they go great together. So check it out. Oh, we have to do a giveaway.
Oh, yes, we do have a giveaway.
T-shirt and
guild course. A guild course.
Yeah.
So let's just say T-shirt for the next couple minutes.
In the chat, type the word T-shirt if you want to win a T-shirt. Can we just give the person the course too? Same person?
Yeah.
And just do one?
Yeah, we're just doing one.
Okay.
Yeah,
just making sure.
And a course.
T-shirt and a course.
Yeah.
We'll give you a few seconds to say T-shirt.
Les said, I started watching TWW on Amazon years ago.
Dude, that's great.
Are there older videos still available there?
You want to tell the story?
I'll tell you the story. Amazon kicked us off. So I did that because I was like, oh, I would love just to be easily, just pull it up. It's on Amazon.
You know what? A cheap Chinese knockoff of us would probably do well on Amazon. But we're not allowed.
We're not allowed to be on. So because we're not represented by like a
a real
production company.
Like a real piece of content that's like TV quality.
Right.
They were just they lowered the bar to see what would happen.
Yeah. And then once the video game streamers realized that they could upload their content, they got flooded.
Yeah, and they got too much garbage, too much white noise.
It was a lot of
So
stuff
no.
that people...
Well, the other thing was they let it stay there, but they forced us to charge money.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
So we were at the point where people were paying, like we lowered the price as low as the system would let us go.
I think it was like 99 cents.
Yeah, but then we're still like, I don't like this. People are paying 99 cents for something they could just go to get like on YouTube or go to our website and get. What are we doing? So yeah, so no longer on Amazon. Though we did really, really like that.
Yeah.
That was a fun way. We actually found that we brought a lot of people into the fold through Amazon.
Yeah. Is it possible, Doug wants to know, is it possible to put CNC files in with the guild builds to purchase rather than purchase the templates so we can make our own?
No. So the reason I'm not going to do that is because I can't help you once you have the file. If it's something I can't help you with, customer service is real big for us. We found when we did provide CNC files, it was nothing but problems because people are using it. It's a DXF file and they want to use it on the Shaper Origin, or we give them an SVG and they don't know what to do with it, or they don't know how to operate the software for their CNC. CNC has come down so far in price with hobby machines that everybody's getting one. And not everybody is doing the homework to learn how to manipulate the files, which is a huge part of CNC ownership. So while we do have files, I will provide them if we have them. And someone emails me and requests the file, I'll give you the file. I can't do anything for you if it doesn't work, if it's not coming out to the right size. So I don't have all of them, but we have some, right? So it's on a case-by-case basis. If you decide you want them, email me and I will do my best to get you a copy. But don't email me after that because I'm not gonna help you. Because I can't help you.
Jeffrey said Williaming would be a great addition to the guild. And then
He's getting his shop built up again.
Said Dylan, do you know who that is? We need to look. And I'm not familiar with Dylan.
Yeah, I will tell you right now we are not adding any new instructors, especially this year, 2025. We really want to circle back to instructors we haven't seen in a while and do right by them, get them more stuff in the guild. But when we do, maybe 2026, we start adding new instructors, we will definitely be looking for ideas.
All right.
And if you guys are mentioning a person I haven't even heard of, that's probably a good sign.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of great new instructors coming out that people are just becoming aware of that aren't necessarily chasing the YouTube algorithm, but they're focused on their craft that we would want to get into the guild.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to scroll through.
Okay.
Got a ton of them, and you tell me to stop.
I know how this works.
Okay. Okay, you're going to stop at some point. Come on!
Stop!
Kyle Black.
Look at Kyle with his hat and his sunglasses.
Nice, Kyle.
He'd look good in that shirt.
Email me, Nicole, Nicole, at thewoodwhisperer.com. Tell me your shirt size and, of course, your address and the course you would like for me to unlock.
So go to thewoodwhispererguild.com, click on courses, and you'll see a whole bunch of courses. 70 plus courses. I'm going to apologize right now for not having any good categorization or organization of that page.
We're still working through that.
It's coming. But scroll through, tons of courses, pick one, let Nicole know, and we'll get you in there.
There's like 60 plus of them.
70 plus.
So you there's a filter at the top, so if you want to see like specific courses by Marc, specific courses, that's a nice way to kind of filter them.
I don't know if that's still
there. It's not there anymore?
I'm not sure.
Never mind. Sorry.
What we're going to do is like categorical organization so that you have project categories.
Like all the tables.
And then once we get into techniques, we'll have technique categories. We're getting there.
Cool.
We're still new at this.
Yeah.
It's only been like 15 years. We're learning. All right.
Adam, thank you for making it fun too.
Yeah, thank you. We always appreciate it. All right, so hey, you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. I have some leftover Cajun pasta.
Ooh, it was stinky in the fridge, so I'm glad you're eating it.
It's stinky in my belly. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next time.